The sport on everyone's lips at the moment is rugby, and with our teams doing so well at all different levels, one club that is an inspiration to many is Ashbourne Rugby Club. So we've come to County Meath to check it out. Rod, this club has come a long way from 1974. Talk me through all the changes.
Well, we couldn't talk through all the changes, but to make it brief and interesting for people, the club was CFN in 1974. The real work started probably the very late 90s, 1999. We built onto the clubhouse. But what everyone sees in the last 2 years is these fantastic fields behind us, which are all weather, able to take up to 60 matches each a year, which helps with nighttime rugby, which is a huge thing now for youth rugby and for senior, junior rugby. They're all weather, they're floodlit. They're very expensive to lay, but they're great when you have them laid. They are the best pitches in Ireland. As you'll see, the Irish under-21s, before they go to World Cup at the end of May, are going to play the Irish A team here, which shows the RFU knows how good they are as well. You know, small town, getting bigger, and we had a dream. We have a dream. We want to be senior, we want to be Division 1 AIL. We're not anywhere near there yet, so we said we'll build from the youths and the grounds upwards rather than the other way. Buy players in and try to do it that way. It doesn't work. Many clubs in Ireland have tried that, so we're trying it the old-fashioned Irish way.
Your youth teams have been doing very well. Tell me how well they've done.
Our 10s and 12s are both in the finals this year. We've only started our youth teams really in the last 8 years. It might sound a long time, but rugby-wise it takes 12 years to go from a very young player to a senior player. So our 18s were in 2 finals, the plate and the league. So that shows the strength that way. Our seniors got qualified to Division 1 junior last year, and they're competing well this year in Division 1.
So it's not just Ashbourne players that play here though, is it?
No, we have the tag here as well, which is on a Friday night and it involves ladies and men mixed. It's real social rugby every Friday night during the summer. That's going to go on, and it's becoming hugely successful here in Ireland.
Tag rugby seems to be really taking off.
Yes, it is now this year, especially this year now through the RFU. We've 22 venues around the country, all associated clubs. And with Ashbourne here now this year, they've taken it on full strength for us, and we should have about maybe 12 to 14 teams playing this summer in Ashbourne alone. Because the area's grown and Ashbourne want to embrace it with the rest of the club the way it's grown for them.
And of course you've got ladies involved as well.
Yeah, well that's it's a big key of it as well. Social aspect is really where you want to go. You can play men's tag rugby as well, but it's a little bit too serious, and the clubs want to embrace the social aspect because they want to take them back into the clubhouse after and, you know, keep everything happy with everyone, keep everyone going.
So is that very important with the IRFU, the whole social scene of the rugby?
Yeah, it is, because for us it is, especially for the RFU, to keep the social aspect going in the club. But the main emphasis for the club to embrace local people that may not know the club is even there, embrace new players. Especially a lot of clubs are starting with the ladies coming on board. That they can say, okay, well, you know, we have 12 teams, there's maybe 30 ladies here. So we could get a team going as well, like, do you know what I mean? So there's grants for that there as well for clubs to embrace those as well, and that's what they'll do.
Now there are a lot of young people playing in the club, isn't there?
There is indeed, and that's why we've gone last year and we've invested on a full-time YDO, Youth Development Officer. The Leinster branch do fund 25% of it, but we fund 75% of it. He's actually in 9 schools in the area, which was never before. So he goes into 9 schools during the term and teaches kids, and he's also in the senior school.
My role with Ashbourne is as a Youth Development Officer, which was made specifically full-time by Ashbourne last September. And my primary role is to go into the schools in Ashbourne and the surrounding areas and develop the game of rugby. First of all, the emphasis is on participation and enjoyment, and then a skill set for the children to learn and maybe progress into the full game of rugby from there.
So what age would they start at?
The starting level is 6 years of age to 12, roughly 12 or 13 years of age.
And they would train every week, two or three times a week?
I go to 9 schools around the area, once a week at each school, staying between 2 and 3 hours at each school, and 2 to 3 classes per time at each school.
So obviously the community is very much behind this development here.
Oh, absolutely. The numbers in Ashbourne mini rugby in the last 3 years have increased by 50%, and the amount of new people relocating to the area is bringing people into the club all the time. So the initiative by Ashbourne Rugby Club to put himself into the schools full time is reaping rewards already, and will reap rewards in the future as well.
Patrick, what age are you?
10 years old.
So you play under 10s. So have you been in any competitions lately?
Yeah, on Sunday we played a Blitz in Navan.
And how'd you get on?
We won the Shield.
Well done.
One team came first and the other team came fourth.
Oh, okay. So how many times a week would you train?
About once a week.
And what is it that you love?
The playing, scoring tries, get the attention.
Who's your favourite player?
Ron O'Gara.
So you're going to be next Ronan Nagara.
Yeah.
Who would you like to play for when you get older?
Ireland and Munster.
Jeff, how long have you been with this team?
With the first team now, 19 years.
19 years, that's a long time. There must have been a lot of changes.
Yeah, absolutely, huge changes, both on and off the pitch. We've only been here, I think, 12 years now, but these rounds have come on immensely, and the team, the structure, the infrastructure around us, and obviously the playing capabilities and the coaching and everybody else involved in the club has been fantastic over late. But it's come from humble abode. You know, it's been a long time coming, but it's great now.
Now you have seen a lot of changes as well. You've been here, what, 6 years?
I've been here 6 years, yeah. The pitches that we're actually standing on now, they're all weather, so they can take rain. We never have a game that's called off. It's always playable. So it's fantastic, obviously. Team gels on and off the field, but you have to play for each other. Rugby's a 15-man team, and it's actually more now. It's 22-man squad, but you have to play for each other. So it's a lot of training. You have to enjoy it, and you have to want to play for each other. So there's commitment involved as well.
It's all volunteers. Everyone here does their little bit, like starting from June in the kitchen to Anne who helps her as well. She also looks after the kitchen. Everything is voluntary. Every person here works voluntary, bar our YDO guy, but he also gives voluntary hours.
Where does the future lie for this club?
AIL Division 1, hopefully in many years to come.